everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'm going to be doing my movies, music, TV show wrap up for the month of June. So June ended up being a crazy month. I did start work and all of that fun stuff. So I did have a June compilation vlog on my separate channel, which I'll link up in the cards and down below if you want to go and check that out. We ended up seeing Aly and AJ, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was it was a crazy month just because I started work, so it's been a little bit of an adjustment for me just reading wise and kind of wanting to find that balance. So sometimes when I come home I just want to watch TV, which is fine. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So starting out with music, I was really excited. Sugarland's new CD finally came out, which their first time in like 7 or 8 years, and so I was a huge Sugarland fan growing up, so I was really excited about that. So that was definitely a highlight of this month. So I'll kind of have my songs listed here of like some of my favorite songs. So definitely a standout for me is Not the Only, and then by Sugarland, which is probably I think my favorite song on the album. They have a lot of really good songs, as you can see on here. I think also, what else, I've really liked Shotgun by George Ezra as a really good one as well. There's just been a lot of good songs coming out this summer, so I'm really excited. And I also get to see Sugarland on the 13th of July, so that is really exciting as well, with my friends, so that will be a lot of fun. And so that's kind of just been it for music. I've just been listening to that and all that fun stuff, so a lot of good music came out this month, which I was very happy about. So kind of moving on to TV shows. My TV shows were kind of all over the place last month. I was saying I was watching Parenthood and I got maybe like 6 episodes in, and then I started watching The Good Doctor on Hulu. And that was a show like all my friends were talking about at school, so I was like, I'll finally watch it now. And I do have a crush on that Freddie Highmore. Even when I was little, when he was like in Spiderwick, like he was like my crush and probably still is. So I was watching it and I marathoned through it. There's only 18 episodes in the first season, so it wasn't too bad, but I ended up really enjoying it. So I was like, this is good, because then a couple of my shows have ended, so now I can watch a show that's currently like in the new season that will be coming out, so I can look forward to that. So I've been watching it. I really enjoyed it. It was just a lot of fun, and I'm in the medical field, so I'm like, okay, I know what they're saying here, so I feel kind of smart watching it. I'm not a surgeon, but I'm like, okay, I know what they're saying. So I really enjoyed that show, so I'm interested to see where it kind of takes us for season 2. And then kind of summer is a hard time because there's not a lot of shows coming out, so like I said, I'll probably go back to Parenthood now, which I've kind of right when I started to get into it, I switched to The Good Doctor, which I shouldn't have done, but that's okay. So that'll be kind of like my Netflix show. I've been watching season 5 of Younger started, which I was really excited about. I'm a big Hilary Duff fan, so when the show came out a couple years ago, I was really excited, and like this show is so good. All 4 seasons, except the current season, are on Hulu, so if you're interested in getting into it. But it's a very progressive show, and so I really like it. This is probably like my favorite kind of summer show right now, or kind of 20-minute show. So I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what is going to be in store in this season. It's already been renewed for season 6, which is exciting. So yeah, I'm interested to see where they take this storyline, because it's just so crazy, some of the stuff. And I was like, the first episode of season 5, I was like, oh my god, oh my god. So that's been something to look forward to. I usually watch it, it's on Tuesdays, but I usually just watch it when I come home from work on Wednesdays, because I don't like staying up that late. And what else? I've been just kind of watching The Handmaid's Tale again. That's been going on. I'm a couple episodes behind now, so I'm using this weekend now to like catch up on it. But that show is intense, and I like how it's kind of not using the book anymore, so it doesn't have the book as a template. So like you as a when you're watching it, you don't know where the story is gonna take you, because like they're past the book now, which is really good. And I think, and also kind of Whose Line Is It Anyways is kind of like our family show that we watch on the CW. I remember watching like the old ones on ABC Family, so they kind of brought it back a couple years ago, so that show is always fun. And then kind of another family show that we watch during the summer is America's Got Talent and American Ninja Warrior. So I only like the auditions for America's Got Talent. Once they get to the live show, I kind of lose interest, but American Ninja Warrior always makes you like, oh, I want to get all nice and fit for the summer. I'm like, if I did that, I'd probably tear my ACL again. And I don't want to tear it for a third time, but yeah, those are kind of like our summer shows that we watch as a family. So yeah, so let's just kind of move on into movies. Alrighty guys, so as always, you can always follow me as LexieDM14 on Letterboxd, so let's just go ahead and get started. So starting out the month, you can see we watched quite a bit of movies compared to May, where we only watched 3. Some of them were new releases, which I was excited about. So on the 9th, we ended up watching the 2016 remake, live-action remake of The Jungle Book, which is probably one of my favorite live action. I think Beauty and the Beast was my favorite, but this one is just really good. The animation is just stunning. So we watched that with my family. Actually, it was on TV and we started watching. I was like, oh, I have the Blu-ray or whatever, so we watched that, so it was nice. Of course, gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It is just an amazing film. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It is just really, really good. Next, we ended up watching Crazy Stupid Love, and this was a film that I watched, I want to say back in October maybe, and I really ended up liking it, and I was talking to it about my parents and my brother and sister, and I was like, you guys would like it. So we ended up watching it and they really enjoyed it. They were pleasantly surprised. They thought it would just be like a kind of a lovey-dovey movie, but it was good. There's like one plot line in there that I don't really like, but other than that, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's really good. I really love Ryan Gosling, and it's really hard to see Steve Carell. I just always see Michael Scott now. So of course, I gave that 4 out of 5 stars, and I really like it. So then the next weekend, I went and finally saw Avengers Infinity War with my brother in the theaters, and I've been wanting to see this since it came out, but it was hard getting like my brother and sister to come, and then my sister didn't want to go, and then finally I was like, forget it, I'm just gonna go and watch it. So I finally saw it, and I already knew kind of the spoilers about it going into it. So I was already kind of aware going into it what happened, but I think that's probably one of my favorite like Marvel movies. I really liked it actually. I thought they did a really good job at interweaving all of the different storylines and plot points, and I thought it was just really interesting. So I'm interested to see what they do with the next one that comes out next year. So I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. And then that same day, I ended up rewatching The Incredibles in anticipation for the sequel that came out earlier this month. So yeah, I remember watching this when I was little, and we would always watch this all the time when we would take our trips back home to Canada. It'd be 9 hours, and we had a DVD player in the car, so we'd always watch The Incredibles. So that's what I always think of when I watch it. I probably should give that a heart too, because I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, so definitely one of my favorite Pixar films. And then on the 26th, me and my sister ended up seeing The Incredibles 2, which I think was even better than the first one. I loved it. It was so good. I like how it focused more on Elastigirl, who I think is probably one of my favorite characters on that show, and it had a lot of humor in this one, which I wasn't really expecting, but it was really good. I think this has definitely become my favorite Pixar sequel, next to Finding Dory, but this one was just really good. It was like, if you've seen the movie, like the strobe light thing was just really intense, but other than that, that was my only complaint about it. But other than that, I loved it. It was so good. I kind of want to see it again, but I don't think any of my siblings would want to go with me, which is okay. I go to movies by myself all the time, but that'd be a little weird. But yeah, I really liked it. Gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. And then this evening, actually, when I'm recording this, we ended up watching Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I finally got my sister to watch it with me. I've been begging her since it came out on DVD to like watch it with her, and she's a big Harry Potter fan. She's like, no. So finally, because she's like, I really want to have a Harry Potter marathon, because we usually do one during kind of Christmas time and then during the summer. So I was like, okay, but we need to do this one because you haven't seen it yet, and it's a prequel and it has some connections to Harry Potter world. So, but I finally was able to get her to watch it, so we watched it as a family, which I was really excited, and she stayed awake through the whole thing, which is a big deal for her. But yeah, I gave this one also a 5 out of 5 stars. I really love it. I really like it. It's more of like an adult Harry Potter, and I like how it has connections to kind of the story that we all know and love, and so I'm really interested to see where they take the storyline moving forward, so I'm really excited for that coming out in November. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what kind of TV shows, movies, music, and all that stuff you've been listening and watching to this month. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.